What if the real secret to a stronger life wasn't some comforting lie, but actually a really challenging truth? In this explainer, we're going to dive into a set of principles that could totally change how you approach, well, pretty much everything in your life. Seriously, take a second and be honest with yourself on this one. Because there is a world of difference between genuine, deep down strength and just putting on a show. And that difference, it's everything. It's what separates the people who grow from the ones who just stay stuck. And that's really what this is all about, a bitter truth. It's the kind of thing our friends, our family, even society tries to shield us from, right? Because it's uncomfortable. But facing it, that's the only way to actually grow. So our journey starts with the foundation of it all. All right, so our first principle. This is the foundation for absolutely everything else. It's called extreme ownership. And man, it kicks off with a crazy story from the battlefield. Okay, I want you to picture this. Ramadi, 2008. It's one of the most dangerous places on the planet. A U.S. Navy SEAL team led by Commander Jocko Willink is on a mission. And then, all of a sudden, the radio just explodes into chaos. A friendly Iraqi soldier has been shot. Teams are taking heavy fire. And then, this horrifying realization washes over Jocko. His guys, they're not fighting the enemy. They're fighting each other. So in the investigation afterwards, everyone's expecting the usual excuses. Communication broke down, the fog of war, all that stuff. But Jocko, he steps forward, puts his entire career on the line, and says just 5 words. I am responsible for everything. He didn't blame a single person. He made 0 excuses. He owned the whole disaster. And this right here, this is the huge lesson that came out of that moment. See, the instant you start pointing fingers at someone else, you give away all your power to actually fix the problem. Jocko understood that by owning the failure, he was the only one who could truly learn from it and make sure it never, ever happened again. So this forces all of us to kind of look in the mirror. Which side are you on? The left or the right? The weak mindset, it blames everyone and everything. The system, your parents, your bad luck, the past. But the strong mindset, it just says, doesn't matter. It's my life, so it's my responsibility. One path leads to a lifetime of excuses. The other leads to results. Okay, so let's build on that. Let's move to rule number 2. Taking ownership is step 1, for sure. But what you do with that ownership, well, that's what makes you a leader. During Navy SEAL training, Jocko noticed this pattern with 2 boat crews. You had one crew that was just dominating every single race. And then you had another one, dead last every single time. They were exhausted, mad, always blaming each other. So the instructors tried this super simple experiment. They just swapped the leaders of the 2 boats. That's it. Nothing else changed. And the result? It was immediate. And there was no denying it. The team that had always lost, with their new leader, won the very next race. Bam. Meanwhile, the team that always won, they struggled. Same people, same boat, same awful conditions. The only thing that changed was the leader. And this just perfectly illustrates the whole point. It's never the team's fault. Performance, it flows straight from the leader. A good leader can take a totally average team and make them amazing because they make people believe and they make the mission clear. So here's where we turn it back on you. Think of your life like a company, and you're the CEO. If your company, I'm talking your health, your money, your career, if it's failing, you can't go blaming the employees or the market. Nope. The buck stops with you. This really is the fundamental choice we all make every single day. The victim says, it's out of my hands. But the leader asks, okay, how can I grab the wheel here? The victim just waits for life to happen to them. The leader goes out and makes life happen. And listen, this isn't about personality. It's a decision you make. But there is one giant roadblock that stands between you and that leadership mindset. It's the biggest enemy of ownership, and it's what our third and final rule is all about. You gotta check your ego. Now, when I say ego, what pops into your head? Probably some arrogant, cocky person, right? But that's not the most dangerous version of it, not even close. The real enemy is way, way quieter. The true enemy. It's the ego that just whispers excuses in your ear. It's that voice of perfectionism going, I'll start tomorrow when everything's perfect. It's that overconfidence that says, I already know all this. And it's that voice after you fail that says, well, this wasn't for me anyway. See? Ego stops you before you even get started. So how do you beat it? It's not with some stroke of genius. It's with boring, old consistency. Strong people are not perfect. Far from it. They just show up every single day. They aren't slaves to their moods. They do the work, whether they feel like it or not, and they just focus on getting a tiny bit better today than they were yesterday. That's it. That's how you build real strength. And that brings us right to the final choice. Everything we've talked about, it all boils down to this one single defining decision that you have to make for yourself. So let's just run through the 3 rules one more time. Rule 1, take extreme ownership for everything. Rule 2, you are the leader of your own life. Your performance, that's on you. And rule 3, check your ego, ditch that perfectionism trap, and just embrace being consistent. Look, at the end of the day, your life isn't shaped by your conditions, it's shaped by your decisions. Every single day, you're choosing who you're going to be. So the only question that's left is, what choice will you make today?